Folks, this is going to be the definitive video for the AEOCKY dehumidifier. I looked at a lot of different videos. This is one of the most popular selling models on Amazon. Went ahead and got one for myself to see if it really is that good. And in this video, we're going to go through everything from getting it, opening it up, setting it up, going through using bucket or using the continuous drain, how to hook that up, how effective that is, how well does that work, all the different features that it comes with. And we'll see in the end, we almost have 6 weeks of experience on this now. How well did it work out in the end? And is it really that good? So now after getting it out of the box, I actually let this run for a couple of weeks in practical use. First impressions is that it's pretty quiet compared to a lot of dehumidifiers. And also it just does a great job. As we can see here, we have the FL light on, which means the bucket needs emptied. I'm using the bucket right now to get rid of the water. So next step here, we're going to talk about the options you have for getting rid of the water, what the bucket looks like here, and then also too hooking up the hose. In our water bucket here, it's just over a gallon in capacity, and it also has a carry handle here. So whenever you start to slide it out, you'll see that carry handle pop out there in front of you, and you just lift up the carry handle and you can carry it to wherever you need to. Bathtub, dump it outside, wherever you want to put the water. Other option you have if you don't want to use the bucket here is it also comes with a drain hose. So you can either use this hose just on its own, so you can set your dehumidifier up in an area where perhaps you can run this hose to a shower to drain or a floor drain in a basement or a garage, something along those lines to do that. Then it also comes with a garden hose attachment here, which we'll get into in a second. I'm going to use the garden hose adapter to give you more length with this drain hose here. Put this piece on first. This piece right here, you can see these tabs kind of help keep some pressure on the plastic piece, and you just slide it on like so, just work it on gently, and then you'll use this and just tighten it down nice and good, and you'll just have a good fit on that hose. Then you can hook up a regular garden hose. A lot of y'all might not be aware if you're not used to doing something like this, but you can actually get 2 foot, 3 foot, 5 foot, 10 foot lengths of garden hose. One company I use a lot of is Flexzilla. They make hoses in that size, and so that makes it convenient if you got to run it at 5 feet, if you got to run it 10 feet, whatever. They make good, solid, durable garden hoses, and they end up working out real well. Now for y'all's benefit, we're going to go ahead and set this up for continuous drain. So what I did was I went ahead and took part of that hose and used a razor blade tool here to go ahead and cut off the excess there. So pretty much I think this is about the length I'll need because I already have a garden hose. So I put the garden hose attachment here on the end. So all we got to do is just basically plug this in here. There we go. And then once you get it plugged in, just verify inside here that the line here is firmly seated onto the little drain. We have our hose here hooked up, and the way I have this set up was I had a contractor, and then so this is in a workshop here that's insulated, and back when the building was built, I had a contractor. He put a hole through the wall, and basically it's a straight pipe with a garden hose fitting, and then on the outside, I'll show you in a second the way it looks. It's a faucet that has a hose that runs out to the woods. Now, whenever it does start to freeze up, I do have to basically remove all this just to be on the safe side. I pretty much shut it down for winter, and then I just have to rely on the bucket with the dehumidifier if I need to run it during winter. And the whole thing is that you just have to keep in mind the drain running out of the dehumidifier here has to be higher pretty much than this, even if the hose dips a little. As long as this is lower than what comes out of the dehumidifier, it'll just push the water out. That's what I find anyways. Everything has been working great and flowing right through the hose. I've watched it a couple times periodically here and there, and everything has been working great, so very happy with it. Now the other nice thing is that there are carry handles here on both sides. So one on this side, and then also two on this side as well. You just kind of stick your fingers through the slot there. And also too, it's got some nice rollers. So if you need to roll it around or whatever, you can do that too very easily. Before we get into using the controls, one thing that I just always notice about this dehumidifier is just how quiet it is. So we'll go through all the different modes here. Obviously, we have in the buttons, we have the power on and off. And we have, let's start from the top here. Continuous mode here, pretty much it's just going to run and run and run. You can adjust the fan speed, but you can't adjust the target humidity. You have sleep mode, and what it will do is it'll drop the brightness of the lights, and then also too, it'll kind of tamp down on the fan speed as well. Especially for those of you that are going to have this in a bedroom, I can see where this actually would work pretty good. You can feel the fan running, you can hear it some, but I don't think it's like super obnoxious. For sleep mode, I think that's pretty good. And then of course, if you want constant humidity mode, we can go to the next mode here. We can use the plus and minus button to essentially put our target humidity in. And it's very rainy today, so the humidity is very high. And inside this building here, we'll want to get the humidity down to 50%. That's usually my target humidity that I keep it at in this building. Then the next mode here is a smart drawing mode. In this, it defaults to high speed, and you also can't set the target humidity. Basically, the computer essentially just figures it out. And then you can put it into auto mode here. This will go ahead and maintain the humidity between 45 and 55%. You can also adjust the speed here of the fan, and we can turn it up or we can turn it down. If you want to process basically more air through it and you don't mind basically a little extra noise, but still I would say that's not loud at all. So I don't know what you can hear through the mic, but for the most part, doing daily activities, I probably wouldn't notice this at all, really. Then it also has a child lock where you can press and hold this for 3 seconds to go ahead and lock it down. There's also a timer setting as well, so you can follow the instructions if you want to set the timer or not. Generally, myself, I never use the timer. And then there's also a light button here where you can go ahead and turn the lights all the way down or pretty much off. And then if you see an FL, then you got a full water tank there. And then also too, if you see an HS, that's automatic defrost. So if for some reason you end up getting frost forming on the coils here, then it'll go ahead and do automatic defrost, where it just circulates air through to basically melt that frost. So that's a good thing, because I have seen before with some dehumidifiers that don't have a mode like that. I also like the fact that inside this, they use copper instead of aluminum for their piping and stuff. So to me, that's a positive. I think copper in the end works a lot better for those types of situations. So folks, it's time to wrap it up here with our AEOCKY. This is the RHEA-001 model here. And so how has it turned out with this? Well, very, very happy with it. I like the fact that it seems, just in watching it and pulling the tank out a bunch of times and all that, it fills up the tank pretty quickly in humid conditions. We have now the continuous drain set up. That is working great. Very easy to use with the controls. And it just seems to be very efficient, gets the job done, and it's very quiet. So super happy with it, and I can see why it sells so well, because it really does do a great job. In the end, highly recommended. I've used a number of AEOCKY products before, some air purifiers, and I was very happy with those too. So far with all their products that I've tried out, they've worked out real good, and I've been pretty happy with them. So definitely check them out, folks, and we'll see you all next time.